Pitch misses low. That's a great idea for the slider, according to John Michael Fail, behind the dish. The set, the wind, the 2-2. Fastball swing off the knob to the center fielder, Ryan. Wind kills it, but a good adjustment by Ryan sends Howell down on 3 pitches. There's 1 away. Mason Dennison moving up to the second spot. Here's the pitch. Low inside corner for strike 1. 281 for Dennison. Here's the windup in the 0-1. Bounced into the dirt. Mustangs, home whites, red cap, black bill, with black socks. Range Riders, rifle green jerseys, white Glacier lettering, gold piping. Backdoor slider finds the zone. That's a nice pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Rifle green pants with the black goat hat, the 1-2. Fastball swing off the inside part of the plate. It's a line drive down the line. Lomack up with the ball. Dennison slides and he's safe with a 1-out double. That's a ball in off the hands. He fights it off and pulls it down the left field line. That is not an easy hit as Dennison picks up his 12th double of the year. A runner in scoring position and an opportunity for Dean Miller. You know, looking at the Range Riders helmets, you know, a lot of, and including the Mustangs, a lot of teams opt for the helmet stickers. Took a look at the Range Rider helmet logo today. First pitch to a Dean Miller. Fastball fouled straight back to count 0-1. They've actually got like an imprint almost on it that like kind of sticks out. Like you can like feel the design of the logo on the helmet. It's a pretty slick look to it. Runner at second, 1 away. Low and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3:29 to exit down the left field line. 4:22 to left center. 4:10 dead center. 3:50 down the right field line. Vitriago, the 1-1. Changeup finds the inside corner for strike 1. Vitriago trying to find his rhythm against Glacier. He did so the last time the Range Riders came to Dealer Park. The 1-2. Fastball swinging a foul tip. Hit one of the people behind home plate, either Fail or the home plate umpire, Cameron Bjornstad. As there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And out number 2. That's a nice pitch. Matt Clayton is batting .314. As he takes inside on the corner for strike 1. Had a 2-run home run back in the first in yesterday's ball game, but from there he went 0 for 5. The 0-1. Backdoor slider misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Overall, just 2 hits for him. The 1-1. Fastball swing and a miss. 89 miles an hour in on the hands. 1-2 on Clayton. As Vitriago attempts to strand the go-ahead runner at second base here in the top of the first. Still no score as Wynn picks up towards the right field corner. The 1-2 fastball at the chin for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. From the stretch, Vitriago, the 2-2. Back foot slider. Did he go around? No, he did not. Looked like John Mike knew it. Good job by Bjornstad. Checking with the first base umpire, Steele Rogers anyway. Now the full count, the payoff. Swing ground ball over to Morales, past him into left field for a base hit. Dennison scores easily. An RBI single for Matt Clayton. And the Range Riders lead by a score of 1-0. So Christian Kirtley, 280. Digs into the right side with the runner on at first. That's a tough ball for Morales. Here's the pitch up and away for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Kirtley, a 2-run home run yesterday. 1 for 4 day. Went 2 for 3 Tuesday evening as the pitch is outside to him for ball 2. There's a 2-1. Fastball swing and a drive. Left field line. Hooking. Foul. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball blows by for strike 3. And there's out number 3. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left stranded. Bottom of the first, it's the Range Riders 1 and the Mustangs coming up right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Sorry, I didn't mean
No, it's okay. And that's one of those things where it's just like, I say it, and I was like, oh, I was wrong? All right, let's just leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There we go. I gotta figure it out. It's just not. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this guy to work anymore for it because they don't do Apple. They don't troubleshoot Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're not sponsored by Apple. They don't have like a thing with Apple. So I was just happy to have it going as much as I could.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. It's the Billings Gazette starting lineup. Avery Cooper, glad to have you along as the Mustangs trail the Range Riders. Billy Horton squad, assisted by pitching coach Dennis Rasmussen and hitting coach Craig Maddox. Mikey Eddy leads it off with Taylor Lomack batting second. Eddy doing the DHing while Connor Denning is batting in the hole. John Michael Thale will batting fifth. Gabe Wirtz bats cleanup. Luke Fenley batting sixth with Mitch Morales following, and Bryce Donovan in the 8th spot. Brendan Ryan rounds out the 9. Jonathan Clark will make his 6 starts, 7th appearance, 2-2 record with a 6.12 ERA. 25 innings, he's given up 25 runs, 17 earned, as that's a foul ball down the first baseline, and out of play the count 0-1 on Mikey. Opponent's hitting .333 against Jonathan Clark. Eddie, 305. The 1-1. Blowing outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Anything else for you? Yeah.
As there's a swing and a... Oh, he didn't swing. Nope, he did not, according to first base umpire Steele Rogers. From the set, the wind. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball in on the hands, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Just underway here in the bottom of the first. Mustangs trail 1-0 here at Dealer Park. 2-2. Again, an inside fastball, and Eddie chases 94 miles an hour for strike 3, and there's one away. He's got that heater that can be tough to deal with for any hitter as Taylor Lomack climbs in. The set. Clark, the wind. And the first pitch. Lomack shows bunt. Pops it up. Third base line. Over to his right. Gordon makes the catch in foul territory. So there's quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That's the second time he's tried to pop up or tried to lay down a bunt, and he's popped up in the first inning of this series. Did that again Tuesday evening. This time he pops up to the third baseman on a bunt. Pitch on the way to Denning as he waves at a fastball. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Denning had a 16-game hitting streak snap yesterday, but he did reach base. The 0-1. Outside corner for strike 2. Clark, that fastball coming in around 93 to 95. He'll throw 70% of the time. Reminds you a lot of another tempo pitcher. Slider at 82 miles an hour. Curveball 81, and a changeup he'll toss in if needed. Here comes the 0-2 to Denning. Fastball off the hands, fouled off the other way down the left field line, and well out of play. The count, no balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2. Up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Denning battling. Nobody on with 2 away. The 1-2. Fastball swing, a high chopper over to the second baseman to his left. Dennison leaps and throws the first in time for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Mustangs go down quietly here in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Range Riders. Top half of the second. Right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. If I'm not back, hit the mic. You're about to, weren't you?
I took my hat off in prep.
You were ready.
I was like, I'm gonna have to take this.
Just in case. Good job. Oh.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. Avery Cooper, glad to have you along as the Mustangs now trail the Range Riders by a score of 1-0 to the top of the second. Here's Ben Fitzgerald, 287 for the first baseman, hitting from the left-handed hitter's box. As he takes on the low outside corner for strike one. Had a day off yesterday as he fouls one off. A 2-for-3 day with a walk, hit by pitch, scored 3 runs with a home run. Now here's the 0-2. Slider low and away. Tried to get him to chase Vitriago, the right idea. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As that one misses. By the way, big, very happy birthday goes out to Jalen Garcia. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider, drop third strike. Fail finds it off to the right of the first baseline. Throw down, and it's in time for out number 1. Kingston Liniak climbs into the right-handed hitter's box. Jalen turns 27 years old today. Happy birthday, Jalen. Here's the first pitch. A back foot slider, a wave and a miss for strike 1. 2 strikeouts so far for Vitriago. He responded well to giving up that RBI single by Matt Clayton. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swinging a foul straight back. The count 0-2. One out. And now here comes the 0-2. Backdoor slider as John Mike tries to stick it, but it's ruled a ball outside. The 1-2. Another back foot slider. He's so crafty with that pitch. He'll put it wherever he needs to. Outside corner. Try to have him chase on the inside corner, the 2-2. Fastball fouled back. And I think what sets that up the best is that 89-mile-an-hour heater. Comes out of the hand really well. AJ would call that tunneling, I believe. Here's the 2-2. As there's a changeup, a swing, and a miss for strike 3. And out number 2. Back-to-back punch-outs, the third of the outing thus far for Vitriago. And here comes Cruz Taylor. 293 for Cruz. Probably talked about this already, but I don't exactly remember it. So here you go again. When Taylor hit 2 home runs last Sunday, the pitch inside for ball 1. And just in case you haven't heard, it's the first time, probably, with the data that we have, that someone has hit a home run twice in the same inning, the 1-0, outside for ball 2. In a Mustang game, visitor, home, opponent, Mustang, what have you, since 1969. The 2-0. Fastball right at the belt for strike 1. You could even say 1964 because the Mustangs didn't play from 1964 to 1969. Vietnam War years. The 2-1. Low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Mustangs have been... There's been a couple of times where they just haven't been able to play. World War II kind of stands out. Or not really World War II, but the Vietnam War, the Korean War as well, as there's a wave and a miss. Had a slider. Cruz started up 2-1. Now it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a payoff. Fastball outside for ball 4. Ninth batter in the order for the Range Riders with a runner on first and 2 away. 1-0 Range Riders. It's Colin Gordon, 306. Just the first walk issued by Daniel Vitriago. The toss is inside for ball 1. Much more mild temperatures here at Dealer Park. 72 degrees, overcast. Rain showers off in the distance, but not going to impact tonight's game. Cross your fingers. The 1-0. Fastball swing, chopper, backhand by Fenley to his right. Flip to the bag at second, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Home map of the second. Your score, it's the Range Riders 1 and the Mustangs 0. Right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Running everywhere, man. That Philly cheesesteak might be the best Philly I've ever had. It's so good. Have you tried it? I have not. So good. I'll try it. I don't know if we can stack a toe to the Stangburger, to be honest with you.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. Mustangs trying to answer to the Range Riders 1-run top of the first, and that is the score, 1-0 here in the home half of the second. Gabe Wertz climbs in. 351 for Gabe. It's been off and on throughout the last month or so. There were moments when you thought, wow, he didn't get a hit. Surprising. And then there were moments where, okay, come on, but he has been consistently picking up strings of hits. That is one thing you can say as he takes a slider on the inside corner for strike 1. Entering tonight on a 4-game hitting streak, the 0-1. Low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. In the dirt. Run the set, the wind. Here comes the 2-1. Low and away for ball 3. 3 balls in the strike. On Wertz. Mustangs trying to get the leadoff man aboard. Went down quietly in the first. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball outside edge. Gabe wanted ball 4. He didn't want strike 2. It's a strike true and true. Here's the payoff. Fastball swing, a ball up the middle into center for a base hit. Make that a 5-game hitting streak for Gabe Wertz. That's the first leadoff man aboard for either team. John Michael Fail had a day off. He took a foul ball off the hand Tuesday night. Trainer Brooke Timoney limiting him a little bit just to be cautious. He's right back in the lineup. Here's the toss. Curveball. Fastball, rather. Way up and in for ball one. The Heaters got a little extra juice on it from Clark this evening. This tempo slows down with runners on base. It's the first base side of the rubber from the stretch. Clark, here comes the 1-0. Slider swing, a hard hit ball down the third base line, and it is a foul ball towards the bullpen. Look out, Dennis. You can see him just duck. Like, nope. One ball and one strike. Nobody out. Go ahead, runner at the dish. And John Michael Fail. 1-1. Fouled off the right side. Early on it. Little late that time. Not the best contact either. He did swing early on a slider too. And then late on the fastball. That'll happen. Clark checks Wirtz at first. Gabriel dives in head first. He's all right. One ball and two strikes on Fail. Time called by John Mike. Clark settles in from the stretch. The sign by Clayton behind the dish. And here comes the 1-2 toss from Clark. Slider low and away as Mike spits on it. Clark the 2-2. Fastball swing and a high fly. Left field. No doubter. Kirtley watches it fly away. Mustangs lead 2-1. John Michael Fail. Have a day. Have a series. His third home run in his second consecutive game. Give him home run number 7. RBIs 21 and 22. That 2-run bomb brought to you by Home to Win Suites. 105 miles an hour off the bat. He is now homered in back-to-back plate appearances. The toss. Fenley takes it to the knees for strike one. 395 feet. The projected distance on that homer from John Mike as Fenley is a piece of it off the end of the bat. Swing and a foul tip for strike two. Still nobody out. Base is cleared now off the homer by John Michael Fail. The wind and the 0-2 as Luke swings and misses at the slider for strike three. Mitch Morales had an all right day. He didn't pick up any hits, but he did have 3 walks. In fact, he went over, but walked a season high 3 times. That's more than any Mustang has done this year. The toss, Morales. Check swing on a slider. Tailing out of the zone. He goes around, according to the home plate umpire, Cameron Bjornstad, for strike one. The set, the wind, the 0-1. Another slider as he waves at that one. Full commit that time. It's a better pitch, but still out of the zone. Morales finds himself down, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Fastball outside for ball 1. Morales, 30 walks to 32 strikeouts. He's been great in that. Here's a 1-2. Fastball swing, a ball blooped over to the second baseman Dennison, and he can't get to it. Dropping in the Bermuda Triangle. A one-out knock for Mitch Morales. To bring up Bryce Donovan. He's had a couple of days off. First time you've seen him in the series. 282. You're starting to see his average climb quite a bit. For a little while there, it hovered around the 230 to 240 mark. Now on a 5-game hitting streak. Here's the stretch. And the first pitch on the way to the left-handed hitting Donovan as he rolls over to the second baseman. No tag. Oh, but he ran out of the baseline. The throw over to first, and it's in time for a double play. But the Mustangs do take a 2-1 lead on the 2-run home-to-win sweeps bomb by John Michael Fail, and the Mustangs lead the Range Riders 2-1 to the top of the third right here on ESPN 910. 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
That was the right call, right? I mean, as far as the umpire, right?
Yeah. So one thing that I teach in youth, which is pretty crazy, but if you're ever in that situation, what you do is you drop and roll the feet.
Because you're not going out the baseline.
You drop and you roll at their feet. So yeah, it's bush league. I am aware, but if you don't want to be extreme bush league, you can just drop and they'll still miss you and they'll just trip over you so it doesn't look like it's your fault. But what I always teach my youth guys is that, like, if there's a situation where you're going to run into someone with the ball, unless it's at first base, so at that point you sacrifice yourself. But I would say, like, anywhere else, you just drop. Like, you just drop. Yeah, you go dead body.
Don't roll into them. That'll look bad. Just drop. I mean, like, if your momentum carries you into them, like, if you just dead body it, then, like, then your momentum carried you. But
I've had my few fair shares of rolling into people. I've never injured anyone, which is good though.
I do love my girlfriend. She cleaned out my daughter-in-law.
Oh, that's nice. Isn't that?
Gotta go take everything down to the car when we're done here, but.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. Avery Cooper, hope you're doing well. Mustangs now find themselves ahead of the Range Riders 2-1 in Game 3 of this 3-game homestand. Trying to look for their first true series sweep of the season. Here's the first pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. You could argue that the Mustangs swept the Great Falls Voyagers 3 games here at home before taking off and losing 2 of 3. There's a slider low and in, but swung on and missed by Gabe Howell for strike 1. But in terms of non-3-3 games, the 1-1 is low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And that one finds the zone. Even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gabe Howell, who flew out to center. Good adjustment by Brendan Ryan. As there's a swing and a line drive down the third baseline. It's a foul ball. Vitriago, 3 strikeouts so far. Nobody out with nobody on. The 2-2. Chopper down the third baseline, into the stands. Look out. Ooh, hope they're all right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 80 miles an hour. Look like a change. The 2-2. At the letters. Heater misses high for ball 3. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. below the zone for ball 4. So that's the second walk given up by Daniel Vitriago. Again, I'm Avery Cooper. Chase Wilkerson, new left-handed pitcher for the Billings Mustangs, joined the booth. How are you doing today, Chase?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here.
Excited to have you. So now, if I'm not mistaken, and I saw a few errors in your baseball reference, just kind of straight up. But this is your second year in the Pioneer League, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. So why don't you tell the people where you played?
So last year I was in northern Colorado with the Owls the whole year, and it was up and down for sure. A lot of off-the-field stuff going on in the clubhouse and stuff like that. So, it was mindset wasn't always on baseball, so that had a lot to do with my on-the-field play as well. So, trying to learn from it and come back better.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Wallace Dothan Community College for 2 years and was gonna end up going to USF in South Florida, but ended up having some stuff go on off the field, family stuff, and so I ended up hanging it up and took 8 months off and went out to Arizona last year for the Pioneer League draft, and that's where I got picked up by the Owls.
As there's a swing and a ground ball into left field. Lomack bobbles it. The throw into Morales at third. The tag not in time. So a base hit by Mason Dennison, his second of the day, with an error applied to Taylor Lomack, allowing Dennison and Howell to advance. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position, the tying run at third and the go-ahead runner on at second base for Dean Miller. So where'd you grow up?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Like in Atlanta?
So the 30 minutes west, and it's called Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay.
So Douglasville, born and raised.
First pitch to Miller. Spits on a slider up in the zone for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Did you play any other sports in high school?
Yeah, football, baseball, football my whole life. So
Okay.
football was a big time love for me. Just didn't have the size for it to take it all the way. So
Ground ball through the 6-hole. Lomack up with the ball to throw in, trying to get Dennison, and he will not as Dennison crosses home plate for the second time in his many plate appearances. And now the Range Riders take the lead back one more time. It's 3-2 Glacier. RBI single, scoring 2. That's 45 and 46 RBIs for Miller. He's standing at first. What'd you play when you played football?
I played quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Left-handed quarterback?
Yeah.
Nice. Were you more of a mobile type guy?
Yeah, I was
or-
definitely a dual threat kind of guy.
Okay.
Didn't like to be in the pocket too much, so.
How big was your school when you were growing up?
Went to a big school. We were 6A, so
Okay, yeah,
we
one of the
we
bigger
pretty
ones.
big school, yeah. Very competitive.
Clayton is 3-14, and he's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Runner at first, nobody out. Vitriago's fastball swing at a high fly left field line, and that is a foul ball. Certainly have the distance and the exit velocity, 106 miles an hour off the bat. Just a little early on the slider for strike 1. Vitriago, the 1-1, is fouled off to the right side and now play the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, when did you finish up college then? End of 2022?
End of 21.
End of 21, okay.
Yeah, and then I went out to Arizona at the April of 22 when I decided to give it another shot. So
Runner at first with nobody out. And a 1-2 on Matt Clayton. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So what did going to junior college out of high school?
So actually, I didn't go straight out of high school.
Oh, okay. You took a little bit of time off?
I did. I took about a 8-month break from baseball.
2-2. Swing
so I was
foul
out of baseball twice, after high school and then after college. But so I ended up graduating high school in 17 and then ended up going to a post-grad academy in Alabama called Next Level Academy, where I spent a year and a half just getting my body back in shape, and everything, and getting back into the game. And then I got back into it in 2019 in college. Was my freshman year, 2019, the fall. And then COVID year happened.
Oh, yeah.
And then came back for 21 and finished in 21.
So, but with that, going into a JUCO, what do you feel like that taught you?
Just to grind. I mean,
2-2 swing, ground ball right back to Vitriago as he underhands and ricochets off of him. He appears to be all right. Nobody hopping up out of the Mustang bullpen as he underhands to first, and Miller advances to second. Anyway, you're talking about grinding there at
yeah.
Chico.
So the grind is the biggest thing you take from it. Nothing's handed to you. You don't none of these nice facilities. Got to get your own gym memberships, stuff like that. So I mean, just waking up every day and having to go get it yourself is probably the biggest thing I took from it, which was I loved it mentally. For me, it was a big change. Helped me grow there.
As there's a swing and a pop-up down the first base line and out of play for Christian Kirtley. I don't want to get too much into the weeds of things, but how much did it hurt to not be able to play baseball when you probably really wanted to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or not to put words in your mouth about
No,
hurting
yeah,
or not, but you
yeah.
know what I mean.
So it was, we'll get after this pitch.
Here comes the 0-1, fouled off the right side.
Yeah, so being out of baseball was really hard. It's all I've ever done. And having to find other ways to, try to create a future for myself outside of baseball. Just trying different things. Nothing really worked out, and so it was hard for me being away from the game that I love. But I think I needed it. It helped me a lot in life. It helped me figure out, this is really something I want to do and something I love doing. And so just being away from it, I needed it mentally. A lot of the reasons I probably was hanging it up was I had a mental thing going on. Not necessarily on the field.
Mm-hmm. Swing and a ground ball down the third baseline, foul.
So some stuff going on off the field, anxiety stuff and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Stuff
No,
I
that's
had
tough.
to had to take care of, personal stuff. So, finally got back in a good place and, a happy place. And so, I just knew I wanted to be back on the field and, see what would happen.
1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 out and a runner on at second base. Christian Kirtley the runner takes off Miller. The throw from Vail skips into the glove of Mitch Morales, and he can't apply the tag on the low throw, but a good stop by Mitch. Stolen base for Dean Miller, as that is number 17 on the year. Well, we certainly don't have enough time to talk about all of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure,
yeah.
let's kind of,
Yeah.
we can talk about it in other ways, but
Yep.
the 2-2 up and away, up and in for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But I just have to commend you, someone who's gone through that kind of thing and where you are now.
Yeah.
That's got to be that's pretty impressive, and it just shows the kind of mentality you have. As there's a 3-2 pop up down the first baseline. So you ended up going to what school? Because I know you mentioned that you were going to go to USF.
So I didn't go anywhere after my junior college. So I ended
Okay.
up taking my
the time
I
off, right?
hung it up, then get to it after this pitch.
Pay off. Swing, ground ball down the third baseline, foul.
So yeah, I ended up, was done with it, and then actually my girlfriend kind of was the one that kind of persuaded me to look back into baseball after that time off, and she kind of was there to support me. So a lot of props to her for helping me get back into it, I should say.
Still with her?
Yeah, we're still together. We actually just had twins in May.
Congratulations.
So that's why I wasn't playing the first half of the year, and so that was a big thing for us in our life, starting a family, which is really exciting, and it's been a blessing. So couldn't ask for nothing more.
Still girlfriend?
Yeah, we're still together.
Okay.
Yep. Still
But okay.
working towards the other parts.
The other parts. I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been with my girlfriend, who's here today, actually, by the way, for 6 years.
Okay.
Still girlfriend.
Yep.
I get
So
it.
yeah, we were together in high school, broke up for 6 years, and found
Oh,
our way
wow.
back to each other. So
Oh, that's
one of those stories.
a romantic story.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Her name's Abby.
Abby, what are your twins' names?
The boy is Beckham, and the girl is Sutton.
First pitch, low and outside corner for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Now, I think you might be the only player on the roster with children, actually.
I might be. I know last year in Northern Colorado we had a couple guys with some kids. So, yeah, I might be the only one this year.
The 0-1 is at the knees for strike 2. You know, and I guess we'll find out. This will be your first playing time having kids, but what's been the biggest adjustment for you just personally having children in the house? As there's a swing at a ball making a loud noise off the bat, but it's popped up into center field. Ryan makes the catch. Tagging at third. Here comes Miller. Wirtz picks it off. Nobody covered the bag at first as Wirtz came from his spot. So that sends Kirtley back, but Miller scores, and the Range Riders lead 4-2. Yeah, so what's the biggest adjustment you've had to make personally having kids in the home?
Just, finding time to keep training and finding time to, it takes a lot of time with 2 kids, just not a whole lot of sleep.
The crowd is singing happy birthday to Jalen Garcia. That is just too cute. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, it's all good.
I don't know if I've ever seen a crowd chant happy birthday to a player. That's something
awesome.
different. As there's a swing and a miss, throw down to second on the runner, taking off. He got him. We'll talk a little bit more about that after this quick timeout.
Absolutely.
Range Riders pick up 3 runs. They lead 4-2 right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Oh, yeah, man. I think it's, it's all part of the story. So.
Right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely not something you had to bring up. But,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Do that. I kind of want to talk about like what it was like playing at Northern Colorado, like with Northern Colorado, because I'm sure, with them being like building a new stadium, that was kind of
It was rough.
I'm sure you got some stories there.
Yeah, absolutely.
(4-2). Range Riders lead the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third. Avery Cooper alongside new addition Chase Wilkerson, left-handed pitcher. So have you always been? Are you a left-hander, true and true? I like to ask lefties this. You know what?
Yeah, I'm
Do you write left-handed?
I do right left-handed. I actually hit right-handed.
Oh, do you?
So yeah, I'm not out there all the way. I worked a little bit on switch hitting to hit from the left side, but naturally a right-handed hitter, left-handed thrower. So.
Were you a pretty good hitter back in the?
I would like to say so. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you hit in JUCO?
I did my freshman year.
Okay. There's the pitch to Brendan Ryan outside for ball 1. Then the COVID year kind of happened. I
Yeah.
imagine you kind of started
And we had
honing it
some
on
meetings
pitching.
with the coaches, kind of telling me like, hey, you're a lefty, you got some velo, so.
Swinging a high hop over the second baseman, backhand to his right. Dennison throw to first. Beats Ryan by a half step for out number 1.
So they're like, you're a lefty, you got some velo, so let's try to figure out this thing on the mound and see what can happen for you.
Now, I've heard some story. You played at Northern Colorado last year. Heard some stories about, because everyone knows they're building a new stadium. Right now they're playing at Future Legends Complex, which is a pretty cool complex, but it's not really a baseball stadium. As a swing and a miss to Mikey Eddy for strike 1. And I understand that that's actually Future Legends is a new addition too. That's not really where they played to start. So I mean, gosh, how would you characterize what it was like playing with the Owls last year in limbo of a stadium?
Yeah, man, it was rough. It almost took the love out of baseball kind of there for a little bit. At the end of the season, we were playing at
1-1 dribbler, bare hand. Gordon, no throw to. Well, the throw to first is offline, and Mikey Eddy makes it a single for Mikey. You were playing at like a university or a college or something.
The first half of the season was at the University of Northern Colorado. Not too terrible, but the second half of the season we moved to more of a travel ball type facility where we were playing on some chain link fields with some corn in the back in center field. So it was a little rough, no clubhouse, so we set up tents along the outside the dugouts for our quote unquote bullpen and our training room. So it was rough. It was not what I expected going into it, but definitely grateful for the opportunity to get my foot in the door with pro ball. So
here's Taylor Lomack. First pitch up and in for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. And I'm trying to get a visualization of it. So the outfield had chain link fence, and then you could just have like a cornfield.
It was just a straight field. Yeah, that's all it was.
1 ball and 1 strike on Taylor Lomack as he popped up on a bunt his first time up. That's the second time he's done that this series. What do you like to do when you have some free time outside of baseball?
Yeah, so I love being on the lake or on the water. I grew up on the water, so anytime I can get out on the lake or get my friends, my family, definitely a love for me. So I like to spend a lot of my free time doing that.
Do you fish, or do you just kind of hang out on the water?
I do fish. I'm not a big fisher, but I wakeboard. I got jet skis. So I mean, I just being on the water, I could just be sitting there in a chair. It doesn't really matter. It brings just a lot of peacefulness to me. So I just love it.
When you say you grew up on the water, you mean like that's where you spent a lot of your free time as a kid?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Runner goes, pitches inside, the throw down, Eddie, and not in time. Looked like he dropped the ball on the tag. A stolen base for Mikey Eddy, as you were saying.
So, yeah, my grandparents had a place on the water, and all our summers were spent out on the lake, so it's just how it was growing up.
Opportunity Bank runner in scoring position at second base, and Mikey Eddy tying run of the dish, and Taylor Lomack. Here's count the 3-1. Below the zone, ball 4. Back-to-back base runners aboard for the Mustangs as Connor Denning, the switch hitter, batting left, digs in. So, and I admire you a bit here because, having kids and whatnot, you could have easily just said, all right, I've got kids now, it's time to focus on being a dad and all that, but you go out, you try out for the midseason tryout camp, and Mustangs pick you at the third pick? Third pick. The pitch on the way, low and inside for ball 1. How much preparation went into that midseason tryout camp?
A lot. So all the way back to December, January is when I really started putting in the work. I knew I was having kids, didn't know an exact date. They came a little early, May 2nd to be exact. Get to it after this pitch.
The 1-0. Foul ball. Admire your field, too, for the broadcast.
Yeah,
here's the 1-0, and anyway.
So, so, I mean, a lot before they got here, it was a little bit easier to put in, to be able to go to the gym, throw after work and stuff like that. But, go ahead.
Here comes the 1-1 to Connor Denning. Fastball pushed the other way down the left field line, and it's slicing away from him, a foul ball.
So, yeah, but once they got here, the last couple months to try to really prep for the midseason draft was tough. It was waking up at 4:30, going to work, coming home, spending about an hour or so with the kids, going to throw or lift, whatever it was that day, coming back in, spending time with them, and then try to get to bed before midnight and do it all over again the next day. So, not a whole lot of sleep, but it's worth it.
Are they with you here in Billings?
They are not.
Okay. They're back in Georgia?
They are back in Georgia with their mom and our family.
1-2 is low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, that'd be pretty tough on not only the kids, but your girlfriend, too.
Yeah, it's something we talked about a lot, and, luckily I have her support, and she's a trooper. So, a lot of credit to her. We FaceTime, all the time, as much as we can.
Here comes the 2-2. Fouled off, straight back and out of play. The count 2
Yeah.
balls and 2 strikes.
But yeah, a lot of credit to her for sure. But this wouldn't be possible without her and her support. So
Third pick, you see that your name come up. Characterize that feeling in that
yeah,
moment.
it's just kind of a breath of fresh air, knowing that all that time wasn't wasted.
As there's a swing and ground ball over to second baseman. Dennison flips to the bag at second for 1. Howells throw to first in time. A 4-6-3 inning-ending double play as the Mustangs threatened here, but they go down quietly here in the bottom of the third. To the top of the fourth, it's Range Riders 4 and the Mustangs 2 right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Got a couple more for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm going to send you back after.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So you can have a little bit of buffer in your lives before
Gotcha.
the potential that you got to go in.
Yeah.
I think you might be the first pitcher that is like on Dennis's list of available.
Yeah.
To actually come up and talk
Yeah,
and then
so-
maybe go in then.
Yeah, we got it worked out where he's probably going to put a righty in after the lefty and then try to get to me after the righty.
Okay. So you got a little bit of
Yeah.
time, but still want to give you some
Yeah,
time
absolutely.
to decompress a little bit.
Yeah.
I know how it is on the air. It takes me a while.
I hear you.
Did you get a chance to talk to Steven?
Is that the?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
not.
Either
Was he in
way.
Grand Junction last year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
He was very entertaining.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good job. He cares a
Yeah,
lot.
absolutely.
That's a big part of the battle.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I hear that.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. Avery Cooper alongside left-hander Chase Wilkerson. So you selected in the third round of the midseason, or the third pick rather, this midseason tryout camp, Chase. Kind of take me through what those drills involve as far as a pitcher goes. What did they have you do in that tryout camp? First pitch is low and in for ball 1.
Yeah, so the camp was pretty much for pitchers. We just kind of waited our turn to throw live, whether you were day 1 or day 2. I ended up going both days because we had a lightning interrupt. So I got an inning the first day and an inning the second day.
As there's a swing and a ball over to the shortstop on a hop to his left. Fenley throws the first. 1 away.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. Go showcase what you can do against some hitters and leave it up in the scouts and coaches' hands.
What's your arsenal include?
So fastball, slider, curveball, splitter.
4-seam?
4-seam, yep.
Okay.
4-seam guy.
What would they clock your velocity at?
There, I do not know.
Okay.
Last year I was up to 94.
All right.
So anywhere between average velo, anywhere between 89, 93.
But you could touch 94.
I have touched 94 a couple times, so don't know what I was there. Couldn't tell you.
Are you working on any pitches right now?
My splitter, yeah. I would say my slider curveball is my best secondary stuff. I really like to attack with a fastball, and then slider, curveball are kind of my put out pitches.
1 out, 3-0 count on Kingston Liniak, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Mustangs trail 4-2. Vitriago deals a 4-pitch walk. That is the third free pass of the day for Vitriago. And that brings up Cruz Taylor. Taylor today is 0 for 0. A walk his first time up. Second plate appearance for him. What have you, when did you get into Billings?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you been to this part of the country before?
Yeah, I visited last year when we were with Northern Colorado.
Well, yeah, that makes sense
Other
there.
than that, but no, I haven't other than the series we had here for 3 games. But yeah, left Atlanta yesterday, left the house at 4:30, got on the plane at 7, flew to Minnesota, had a 2-hour layover, and got here to Billings, came straight to the ballpark to sign some paperwork, and didn't leave until the game was over.
No balls and a strike on the foul ball. Chopper down the third baseline by Cruz Taylor as Vitriago checks the runner at first. What do you make of the Big Sky region, if you will, compared to Georgia?
Yeah.
That includes, obviously, northern Colorado and here in Billings.
Just a lot more land, I would say. Where I'm from, it's a lot of neighborhoods and houses, not so much just property, how it is out here. With the terrain and stuff's a lot different. But yeah, I mean, it's beautiful out here for sure. So definitely a great place to be.
Forgive me here. I'm just not super familiar with the coaching situation in northern Colorado last year. Who was your manager? Is it Frank still?
Frank was not there last
Okay.
year, so we started off the first month of the year with our Corey Snyder and Maverick Buffo as our pitching coach. They ended up having some stuff go on with the front office. There was some disagreements, there, so they ended up leaving, and we hired Robbie Bales.
The 1-2 swing and a miss for strike 3, and there's out number 2. Robbie Bales, though, yeah?
Robbie Bales was our intern manager the rest of the year, and then ended up finishing the year with him.
So, and again, forgive me, not super familiar with these guys. Any of those guys big leaguers in their time?
Corey Snyder was a long-time big leaguer. Maverick Buffo, I think, made it to Double-A with Toronto Blue Jays. Robbie Bales, I think he played a little bit of minor league ball with the Cardinals.
Gotcha.
So Corey Snyder was the only big leaguer, and their current manager now is he made it to AAA with a couple organizations, but his son's actually the one of the starters for Seattle Mariners, Marco Gonzalez.
Right.
So,
yeah, Frank.
Yeah, the lefty. So yeah, that's his son. So pretty cool background there.
Have you met Frank Gonzalez?
I talked to him on the phone in January when he was offering me a contract. I had to turn him down, tell him for the family reasons, and saw him out in Colorado last weekend. So it was cool meeting him.
Yeah. Now that kind of sets up for my other question, the 1-0 swing and foul tip. What have you made so far meeting, I'm just going to say it, legend Dennis Rasmussen? I mean, in his own right? He might not be a Hall of Famer by any means, but what's been your take of working with a 10 to 12-year veteran of the game as the 1-1 comes in outside for ball 2?
Absolutely. I mean, just first and foremost, he was just very welcoming when I got here, very easy to talk to. You try to take as much from a guy like that as you can. And him being left-handed kind of, makes it easier for me to talk to and, get a few tips and stuff like that. But, me and him actually, he has twins of his own, so we kind of had that in common. And that was a conversation starter for us. And so, yeah, it was very easy to talk to and just awesome. Awesome guy.
The 2-1. Up and away for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. With 2 outs, trying to get out of the inning with a goose egg. Well, yeah, it's a goose egg here in the top of the 4th. 3 runs scored in the 3rd. Runner goes from first. Fastball high. Throw down from fail. The tag is in time. That's the 2nd time in as many innings that John Mike. Oh, wait.
Ball 4.
It was ball 4, yeah. So it didn't end up mattering. All of that for nothing. That's a tough one. So, yeah, I mean, being a left-handed pitcher, as you mentioned, I'm sure you've worked with some former pitchers who were your pitching coach who were right-handed. How does that help left-handed pitchers such as yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, working with right-handed pitchers, when they get on the rubber to try to show you something from the opposite side, so you're trying to, in your brain, you're trying to flip things around. So being able to see a lefty kind of help you through things it's a lot easier to digest and, learn from.
Pitch to Gabe. To Mason Dennison. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Walk by Gabe Howell. He's standing at first. Cruz Taylor is over at second base. Here's the pitch. Fastball, fly ball down the right field line and out of play. The count 0-2. Is there a place in the Pioneer League that you either find more pitcher friendly or, and I'm kind of alluding here because I know the answer to that, but or maybe that you just like pitching at than others?
I had a good time pitching here last year. Actually, here in Billings, I had a good outing here, 2-inning outing where I had 3 strikeouts, no walks, no hits, no runs. The mound felt really good out here. I enjoyed pitching out here. The side of the division we were on, the ball seemed to carry a lot in Colorado and Utah. So, yeah, I didn't get hurt too much with the long ball last year. Knock on wood, but yeah, it's different out here for sure.
When you come out from the bullpen and you're making your way to the mound, what's your mindset like? If you could describe it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, last year was get to it after this.
The 1-2. Fastball fouled off.
Last year, I would say my mindset, honestly, my first year in pro ball, after ups and downs like that, it was almost like, just don't mess anything up, kind of. But I've had a lot of time in the off season to. I spent a lot of time working on my mental game. So now it's even out when I was out there last week in the midseason draft.
The 1-2. Low for ball 2 on a good slider.
Just go attack, throw everything you got as hard as you can, and just. I feel that everything happens better when you're not thinking and you're kind of just out there playing. Sometimes we get caught up and we don't want to mess up or nothing, but we forget it's still baseball at the end of the day. So something we all were good at it growing up. So
the 2-2, swinging a ball lined into left field, backpedaling. Lomack makes the catch. Chase, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you getting to know you a little bit.
Absolutely.
This is Mustang Baseball as the Mustangs trail 4-2 against the Range Riders right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Dude, thank you so much. Jasmine. Thank you. Have a good outing. Yeah, knock on the window. Can you still hear us? Talking. Really? I don't know what to do about that. Maybe. I guess. What about now? I don't know what to do about that. What about now? What even? Well, don't say anything bad, AJ.
I won't.
Just don't even. We're still here, I guess. I don't know what to do. That was absurd.
Welcome back to Dealer Park. Avery Cooper, glad to have you along. Thank you so much to Chase Wilkerson for coming on and talking a little bit about himself as you get to know your Mustangs a little bit. As Jonathan Clark has tossed 3 strong innings, Mustangs trail by a score of 4-2. Gabe Wartz, 1 for 1. Single and scored a run on the 2-run home run by John Michael Fail. Clark from the set, the wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Ooh, that got him. He's okay. Just got a piece of the elbow there. Bring up Fail one more time with a runner on at first. Last time he had a home run. He has had 2 home runs over the course of his last 2 at-bats. 3 dingers in the course of his last 5 ABs. You know, he took that foul ball off the hand from when he's behind the dish, and all he did was crush the ball 409 feet his next opportunity. Yeah, okay, it's good to be cautious. I'm glad he had a day off, and catchers need days off anyway, but I mean, come on, he was fine. The 1-0. Inside corner for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off. He just got underneath that hanging slider up at the top of the zone. Push that ball down just an inch. You might know what's going to happen. Again, no balls and 2 strikes on fail. Order at first with nobody out. Clark, the stretch as he comes home with a fastball below the knees for ball 1. Vale had a 2-strike count on him his first time up. Belted the ball deep left field on a 2-2 count. The stretch, the wind. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Tying run at the dish. John Michael Vale is the beer batter. Fans celebrated the home run with discounted beer. 2-2 to John Mike. Slider, swing and a miss. He chases low and away for strike 3. Just got a piece of it, but Clayton holds on for out number 1. Danny Mendel Chevrolet bringing you out-of-town scores. You can find your ride with Danny Mendel Chevrolet. In Rocky Mountain, the Ogden Raptors lead the Vibes in the bottom of the 4th, 4-3. In Grand Junction, it's 11-4. Jackalopes over the Northern Colorado Owls in the top of the 3rd. First pitch on the way to Luke Finley is 0-for-1. Here it is. Fastball inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. In Missoula, the Battleheads lead the Great Falls Voyagers in the top of the 3rd by the score of 2-1. Here's the 1-0. Off the handle. Fouled it off his foot. As great as shin protectors and toe guards are, that ball never seems to actually find those protectors or toe guards. Like, yes, it's great when it actually finds it, but still hurts even when it does. Just hurts a little less, you know. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch to Finley. Slider low and away, diving out of the zone, but he hangs on. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch below the zone for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. The stretch by Clark. Runner at first. 1 away. 3-1 to Finley. Fastball swing. Chopper third baseman. Gordon to second for 1. Dennison to the first in time. Another inning-ending double play as the Range Riders lead the Mustangs scoreless 2 innings in a row. Top of the 5th. Range Riders 4, Mustangs 2. Right here on ESPN 910. 105.5 KBLG. ESPN910.com. Welcome back to Dealer Park. Dean Miller climbs into the right-handed hitter's box to lead off the top of the 5th. Right-hander warming up down the left field line for the Mustangs, Keegan McGinnis. Warming up, the first pitch. Misses below the zone for ball 1. Pitch misses for ball 2. Vitriago trying to work 5 innings. Giving up 4 runs on 4 hits. A 2-0. Fastball swing. Chopper over the shortstop. Backpedaling on a backhand. Finley throw to first. What a play by Lucas over at short. He knew he would have to back up a bit to be able to effectively backhand that ball to his right. And that'll bring up Matt Clayton as he fouls one off behind home plate. As there's a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. Not a play. The set, Vitriago, the wind, and here comes the 0-2. Inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a swing and another chopper over the shortstop. Finley gloves it at his hat. Throw to first. 2 away. So here's Christian Kirtley. Kirtley today is 0 for 1. He takes up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A walk in the 3rd. Here's the 1-0. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The set, the wind, the 2-0. Fouled off behind home plate. 2-1. Here it is. Hard hit ball in left field. Lomack has to play it on a hop to his right. First hit of the day for Christian Kirtley as he strolls into first with a 2-out single. Ben Fitzgerald 0 for 2. Grounded out to short, struck out swinging. Ben Fitzgerald climbs in. The pitch on the inside part of the dish for strike 1. Vitriago pitch count pretty high through 4 2/3. 105. Going on 106 with this next toss. Here's the 1-0. Slider on the inside part of the dish for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the stretch in the 1-1. Hard hit ground ball over the first baseman. Wirtz picks it in foul territory. Game relatively fast moving. About an hour and a half so far. The 1-2. Slider misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Slider swing, chop over the first baseman. Works backhand to his right. What a pick by Gabriel as he steps in the bag to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one left stranded. To the bottom of the fifth, it's the Range Riders 4 and the Mustangs 2 right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Have you long as the Mustangs trail the Range Riders 4-2. Bottom of the order, due-up for the Mustangs. Just the second time to the dish for Mitch Morales. A single on an 0-2 count his first time up. Hope you're doing well as the wind falls silent here at Dealer Park. Started blowing out towards right field. Stretch the wind. The toss to Morales. Fastball high. Did he go around? That time he did.
You can't make up your own mind. Wow.
Just out of the way here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the 0-1. Slider low and outside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. As there's a slider swing pop up, shallow left field, shortstop Howell to his right. What away. That'll bring up Bryce Donovan. Hacked at the first pitch and rolled over to the second baseman for a double play his first time up. First pitch to him. Switch hitter batting left. A fastball the outside corner for strike 1. TDS Fiber, a better all-around fiber network with better internet, better speeds, better bandwidth, better TV packages. All at the price you love. Visit tdsfiber.com. Learn more. The 0-1. Fouled off. The count 0-2. The set, the wind. Here comes the 0-2 to Donovan. Just a foul tip. Got to the top of a low fastball. The windup in the 0-2. Fastball. Ooh, that is a wild take. Just go ahead and say it. That's a strike. But, called ball 1. And now time called as the ball scoots away from the left field line dugout. The set, the wind, and the sign from Clayton. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball swing and a drive into center field. Over to his right. Liniak makes the catch for out number 2. Hard hit ball, 101 miles an hour off the bat. Brendan Ryan is 0 for 1. Today's center fielder, left-handed hitter, the toss. Heater at the knees for strike 1. So Keegan McGinnis will come out to pitch the 6th. Low it inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Brendan Ryan. The 1-1. Fastball swing, a hard hit ball up the middle in his center field for a knock. Brendan Ryan is 5 for 11 in his first 5 games for the Mustangs. Mikey Eddy with a single his last time up. Hot shot back to the pitcher. It missed Clark and rolled into center. This will be pitch number 70 for Jonathan Clark. 0-2. Inside corner slider for strike 1. Two outs. The 0-1. Spits on a slider in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eddie getting an active rest today in the DH slot.
Get that base, Brandon.
He now has hits in 16 of 20 games since returning to the lineup. Checks the runner at first, not in time. Clark hangs his right arm. Now he comes set, glove at his waist. Here comes the 1-1. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Eddie climbs into the box. Some dark clouds over the rim rocks here at Dealer Park. The 2-1, runner goes. Fastball swing, chopper to the shortstop, charging Howell. On the run, throw to first in time for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 stranded. Top of the 6th. So Range Raiders 4, the Mustangs 2, right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Range Rider lead. McGinnis making his 21st appearance, 2-1 record with a 6.93 ERA. 22 runs given up, 19 earned over the course of 24 2/3. On 31 hits, 23 walks to 23 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .304 off Keegan McGinnis. Here's the first pitch. Fastball fouled off the right side and out of play. Count 0-1 on Kingston Liniak, who's 0 for 1. McGinnis, that four-seamer coming around 95 with a great curveball. The 12-6 as that one misses the top of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. One. John Mike can't pick it. Fastball in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. With nobody out. Again, it's the right-handers. 2-1. Fastball swing and a high fly. Center field. Ryan can't get to it. Plays it on a hop. 94-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands. Liniak battles it off into center field for a leadoff knock. Cruz Taylor, 0 for 1. A walk in the second. He struck out swinging his last time up. Way outside. John Mike pops up and saves a base runner from advancing into scoring position. Tell you, a lot of rain showers in the vicinity, but nothing projected to hit Dealer Park as there's a swing and a chopper of the first baseman. Bortz picks it up in foul territory. Throw to second for 1. No return to first. Lead runner out. Kingston Liniak cut down on a good play by Gabe Bortz, who probably could have let it just go foul, but he felt like he had the out, and he turned out to be correct on that. So Colin Gordon, third baseman, batting left. 0 for 1 for him. Reach on a fielder's choice as that one is a pass ball off the glove of John Michael Fail on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that crosses him up. After he's set up outside, it comes in inside. 1-0. From the stretch for McGinnis. The wind, and here comes 1-0. Swing and a miss. Heater at 93 on the inside part of the dish. McGinnis from the stretch, the 1-1. Curveball at the knees for strike 2. One out, runner in scoring position at second. Time called by Colin Gordon. Fastballs, of course, brought to you by Pita Pit. The reason why Cruz Taylor's standing at second. 7th pass ball by John Micah this season. The 1-2. Curveball low, did not go around. Two balls and 2 strikes. So if you're wondering about the dark clouds wherever you might be, or maybe you're experiencing rain in and around Billings, don't worry. They'll be all right here this evening, here at Dealer Park. But the rim rock's protecting everyone. The 2-2. Fastball low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. AJ thinks I'm trying to be funny, and like a little bit, but like I also feel like that has something to do with the fact that we're not, and I'm probably totally wrong. I'm not a meteorologist. Says that's a snap back throw to second. Got him. What a move by Keegan McGinnis as Luke Finley applies the tag on Cruz Taylor, and there's 2 away. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Colin Gordon. I will say this, though. There is something to do with the river and the way these storms split up. 3-2. Fastball swing, hard hit, ground ball over the first baseman on a hop. Wirtz sprints to the bag at first on the backhand in time. 1, 2, 3, not in order. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody stranded. Bottom of the 6th, it's the Range Riders 4, the Mustangs 2, right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
These twins.
Be oh so sweet over the Range Riders. Avery Cooper alongside AJ Crapo. Taylor Lomack will lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Kind of a, I don't want to say a lull of a game because it's gone by very quick, but not a ton of action. One big inning in the top of the 3rd, a big inning for the Mustangs on a 2-run home run by John Michael Fail. Otherwise, goose eggs, AJ.
Yeah, goose eggs is right. Nothing real too big right now.
Here's the first toss on the way to Lomack. Fastball to knees for strike 1. And looking at, again, just looking at the weather radar, it looks okay. We're all right. Tried to push it the other way. Instead, he's underneath it as it's fouled back to the netting. 0 balls and 2 strikes. Took a slider at the bottom of the zone. Middle of the plate, though. Just couldn't get a hold of it. The 0-2. Just a piece of the top of the ball as he fouls it straight to the plate. 4-2 Range Riders. Just underway in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2. A slider swing and a miss. Strike 3. Dropped by Clayton. Throw down to first. 1 away. How would you describe the first 5.5 innings?
Ugly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, fielding-wise, not terrible. It's nice to see the Mustangs only have 1 error at the moment, but hitting-wise, I mean, we had 3 straight innings where we hit into double plays to end the inning, so.
Yeah, that's tough.
A lot of work to get done.
Outside corner on a backdoor slider for strike 1. Now, I've got to say this about Jonathan Clark. It's pretty impressive when you can throw a slider, the 0-1, outside for ball 2. You know, you're throwing your fastball 93 or so, and then that fastball or that slider comes in around 84 to 87. That's a hard-throwing guy up on the mound. The 1-1, fouled off the left side and out of play.
Yeah, you're right about that. If the Mustangs want to get a hold of Clark, they're going to have to figure something out and make an adjustment, or hopefully drive up his pitch count in order to get to the bullpen here very soon, as Clark started the inning with 73 pitches, and I'll give you an update of how many pitches he has once the inning is over.
1-2. Swinging a foul tip into the glove. Clark hangs on for strike 3. I'll go ahead and one-up you a little bit, AJ, as Gabe Wertz climbs in. The total pitch count over 5 2/3 for Jonathan Clark is 81 pitches. He's getting close to the end of his rope, but a quality outing for Clark. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 on Gabe. 1 for 1, hit by a pitch with a single and a run scored on the John Mike 2-run home to win Sweets home run. Clark winds, and here comes the 1-1 to Gabe, low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 with 2 outs and nobody on. The sign from Clayton. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball fouled off into the Range Rider dugout. Look out. Everyone all right? Looks like everyone's all right. Even count on Gabe. 2 balls and 2.
That's scary.
On a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that he just got a piece of. Yeah, here's the 2-2. Popped up. Might be playable behind home plate. It's foul territory. The catcher and the first baseman. Now Fitzgerald calls off the catcher Clayton for out number 3. 1-2-3 in order for the Mustangs at the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. To the top of the 7th, Riders 4 and the Mustangs 2 right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Welcome back to Dealer Park. Keegan McGinnis will toss his second inning in relief as Daniel Vitriago this evening tosses 5 innings. Tough innings. Giving up 4 runs, all earned on 5 hits, but he gave up 5 walks to 5 strikeouts. He is in line for the loss this evening should the Mustangs be unable to mount a comeback as there's a swing and a ground ball over the third baseman to his left. Morales crow hops the first for out number 1 to retire Gabe Howell. Mason Dennison, 2 for 3. Again, Mustangs trail 4-2. Avery Cooper alongside AJ Crapo. So you're not going to be with the Mustangs in Missoula. The pitch low at outside corner for strike 1. Got any plans?
I might go on out to go do something out in Yellowstone or Jackson Hole or Big Sky or something like that. Me and my girlfriend might go out there and go have some fun out there, try to see what's going on. I've never been over there, so.
I'll tell you what, AJ, I'm looking forward to that off day Monday in Missoula. Me and my girlfriend, we're going to go rafting. We're going to go floating. Sorry, floating. We're going to go float the... What river is that? The Clark Fork, she says. The 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him on the curveball for out number 2. As Dean Miller with a 1-for-3 day so far, RBI single. Struck out swinging back in the first. He grounded out to short back in the 5th. Miller taps the outer edge of the plate. And now he's ready. Here's a pitch. Low and outside corner for a strike on the curveball. You know, and it's a little bit different, but just the way he holds himself upright kind of reminds me a little bit of Jesse Winker. And, like, it's a totally different swing once the pitch comes in as he waves at the curveball for a strike 2. But the way he, like, composes himself before, the upright stance.
I could see it. It reminded me a little bit of a young Cody Bellinger without the leg kick, unfortunately. But
Okay.
I don't know, just
could
a
see
straight
that
up
too.
and down stance that he has.
Bellinger's also a right-handed hitter, right?
He's a lefty.
Okay, well, so is Winker. So, you know. Trying to create parallels here. The one ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and I'm failing miserably, but that's okay.
It's all right. I think everyone gets the visual.
Yeah. 1-2. Slider swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back punchies for Keegan McGinnis as he tosses 2 clean innings in relief of Daniel Vitriago. Home after the 7th. Time to stretch. It's the Range Riders 4, the Mustangs 2, right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Welcome back to Dealer Park. Avery Cooper alongside AJ Crapo. Jonathan Clark will try and toss 7 innings. He's in good shape to do so. 86 pitches through 6. He's already got the quality start under his belt. Unless the Mustangs can come up with a couple more runs. And it starts with this guy right here, John Michael Fail. Here's a pitch. Low and away for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 7th, 4-2 Range Riders. As there's a swing and a foul tip off the catcher's mask of Glayton. He's all right. Mustangs held scoreless in their last 3 innings, low and away for ball 2. The set by Jonathan Clark. The wind, and here comes his 2-1. Just got underneath the heater on the inside part of the dish. Fouled off for a strike 2.
John Michael failed a little late there on that one. Was able to get, like you said, just underneath it and foul it off so it wouldn't be called a strike, but nonetheless, it went over to the right side of the netting behind home plate here at Dealer Park, so he was a little late.
2-2. Slider inside. Full count on John Mike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This game has really picked up steam since the Range Riders scored 3 in the top of the third. 3-2. Fastball swing at a high fly. Center field. Sprinting back. Liniak. He looks out the over the shoulder. He can't make the grab. Bale coasts into second with a leadoff double.
That ball absolutely torched out to center field. Liniak took a step forward thinking the ball was going to be in front of him, but instead it just kept traveling behind it. 105 miles an hour off the bat, going all the way to center field, 410 to the wall, and that ball went 406 feet.
Oh, any other part of the yard except maybe left center, and that ball is gone. As that is John Mike's 7th double of the year. Luke Bentley with an opportunity bank runner in scoring position opportunity. Nobody out with a runner on at second. Shows bunt. Lays it down the third baseline. Charging. Gloved by Gordon. Off balance throw to first. It pulls Fitzgerald off the bag, but he keeps his tiptoes on first base for out number 1. But the sacrifice works. And now, again, the tying run to the dish, and Mitch Morales. If Fail can score, it would bring the Mustangs within 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Left-hander up and throwing. It's our good friend Chase Wilkerson, who joined the booth earlier today. Gave us a little bit of a preview of what to expect from him. He's going to attack. He's got the fastball, split finger, curveball, changeup. The first pitch to Morales outside for ball 1. Is that what you remember him saying?
Yeah, it was fastball, split finger, changeup, curveball, I believe. To my knowledge.
In that order, too.
No,
you
not
got
that
the head order.
I tried. I don't have that type of memory. I wish I
Me
did.
either. The 1-0. Fouled off the plate. Or was it split finger, curveball, fastball, changeup? I'm playing games with you now.
You are playing games. You're making me want to go down there in the field and interrupt his bullpen to go ask him.
No, it's yeah, we're good. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Morales today is 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging, and he grounded into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play in the 4th. Trying to put that stretch of 3 different double plays in a row in as many innings behind him. The 1-1 to Morales. Fastball off the handle. Ground ball to the second baseman, Dennison. This will score a run. Throw to first in time. RBI for Mitch Morales, his 34th of the year. Mustangs pull within 1. It's 4-3 Glacier.
Well, that ground ball, he did a job. He scored the run, yeah. But you really wanted to try to get a base hit and extend the inning just a little bit more without sacrificing an out for a run there. But nonetheless, it pulls the Mustangs within 1, and maybe Bryce Donovan can change that.
Here's the toss. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 0 for 2 for Donovan. Grounded into one of those double plays back in the 2nd. The first of 3 in as many innings as he pops one up down the left field line and out of play. Count 1-1.
Bryce Donovan's second at bat, he had a hard liner to the center fielder, 101 miles an hour off the bat. It's hard contact from Donovan. All you need to do is just put it where there's someone that's not there.
1-1 outside for ball 2. Right-hander up and warming down the right field line for the Range Riders. Donovan climbs back in. 2-1. Fastball swing cued off the bat towards the shortstop, and it takes a bad hop off the chest of Howell into shallow right field. Donovan shuts it down at first. E6 on the play, as he is the runner at first with 2 away for Brendan Ryan, who's 1 for 2 today. That's just a nasty hop off the fringe of the infield grass.
Yeah, not much you can do with that there for Gabe Howell at shortstop, as manager for the Range Raiders, Stu Peterson, makes his way to the mound and points out to the first base side bullpen to make a pitch and change, and there's not much you can do with that ground ball. Now we have runner on first base with a new pitcher.
Let's give Old Chicago a shout out, as they are responsible for the first pitching change, which was Keegan McGinnis. And also Doubletree in by Hilton. Their hotel started by restaurants and breweries in downtown Billings. A tip of the cap to Jonathan Clark as he tosses 6 2/3 strong. He has a potential for a quality start if Donovan does not score. Actually, he still is, because that would be an unearned run. Anyway, let's let the new pitcher warm up right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
10 career. It looks like 6, I know. Who has not made an appearance yet. Ooh.
Yeah, you didn't know what he was like because they never. Oh my god.
No.
You have to tell him.
No, that's just bad. No, no way.
I'm not going to be the one to tell him. You're right, but I'm not going to be the one to tell him. No, I agree with her, but I'm not going to be the one to say it.
Ben Ferrer. Ben Ferrer. It's his first appearance for the Range Riders. Don't know about it.
New pitcher on the mound is a right-hander, 6 foot 200 pounds. 25 years old, out of Alpharetta, Georgia. It's Ben Ferrer. As Ferrer hops into the game, he has 1 appearance under his belt, tossed a scoreless inning with a strikeout, 1, 2, 3 in order. This will be his 2nd appearance on the season, as Brendan Ryan digs in with a runner on at first and 2 away. Avery Cooper alongside AJ Crapo. Glad to have you along. Ryan is 1 for 2 as he takes a fastball on the outside dish for strike 1. Leadoff double kicked off the inning. Mustangs trail 4-3. That 2-bagger by John Michael Fail is 9th of the year. A sac bunt by Luke Fenley moved him to 3rd, and a ground out by Morales scored John Mike to make it 4-3. Here's the 0-1. As that's a swing and a drive, deep right field. Ryan looks at it and watches it fly away. A 2-run home run. Brendan Ryan with his first professional shot at the park. And the Mustangs lead the Range Riders by a score of 5-4. .374 feet, 98 miles an hour off the bat. 2-run, game-changing home run brought to you by Home to Win Suites.
Yeah, that go-ahead home run, a low and in pitch going into Ryan. He was able to just get that bat head out in front of the 81-mile-an-hour pitch and just launch it over there where the nice little batting turtle is.
Somebody go get that baseball. First professional home run. He has had a great start to his pro career, as that misses to Eddie. Oh, they got the call. 0-2.
Gonna have to send our guy Steve Howe out there to try to retrieve that baseball either from the ground or from a fan, because you're right, Brendan Ryan does deserve that baseball.
As there's a swing and a pop-up, shallow right field. Coming in, Taylor makes the catch. But the Mustangs add 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. On 2 hits and an error including the go-ahead home run by Brendan Ryan. Top of the 8th, it's the Mustangs 5 and the Range Riders 4. Right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
Are you sure you don't want to like go into the TV store or anything?
Well, the Mustangs now lead by a score of 5-4. Hat off to Brendan Ryan. Go-ahead 2-run home run brought to you by Home to Win Suites. Puts the Mustangs ahead 5-4. 3 runs scoring. All started off on a leadoff double by John Michael Fail. Keegan McGinnis will go out to pitch his 3rd inning. Here's a toss. Fastball misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Nate Jenkins warming up as the safety valve down the left field line. Inside for ball 2. McGinnis, 21 pitches on the outing thus far. On the stretch for Keegan. 2-0. Inside corner, a heater for strike 1. Not necessarily in a row, but he's had 2 really good innings as he's retired his last 2. And so here comes the 2-1 pitch on the way. McGinnis. Good ball at the knees. That's a good pitch for strike 2.
It'll be interesting to see what manager Billy Horton and pitching coach Dennis Rasmussen decide to do with the closing position in this game, because as we know, Hunter Skipper, the named closer for the Mustangs, has pitched back-to-back days, and, well, I'll be honest with you, I talked to him. He's feeling it.
He's worse for wear because of it. Let's put it that way. He'll be all right, but the 2-2. Curveball swing. Just got a piece of it. The foul ball down the 3rd baseline. And, you know, it's not like he threw, like, 2 innings, 12 pitches or less kind of thing. No, they were lengthy, gritty innings. 34 pitches last night. 20-plus the other night. Here's a 2-2. Skips into the glove of John Michael Fail. That's a good pick. Nobody on, though, with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. 5-4 Mustangs lead. McGinnis, also someone who recently pitched back-to-back ball games, had a day off yesterday. The 3-2. Curveball swing and a miss for strike 3, and there is out number 1. Back-to-back punch-outs. To back, actually. 3 in a row as he punched out both Dean Miller and Mason Dennison to end the 7th. And now here's Christian Kirtley as he strikes out Matt Clayton, or Sauce. Fastball to chest for strike 1. Oh, no, I beg your pardon, he missed for ball 1. Wasn't close, I just messed up.
Yeah, you're all good. Keegan McGinnis hitting 94 right there, keeping his velo up even though it is the 3rd inning he's thrown.
The 1-0. Outside edge for strike 1. I'm just going to say it, AJ. Keegan's come a long way from the start of the season.
Oh, he's come a long way from the start of last season. I'm sorry to interrupt you there.
1-1. Swing, ground ball, chopper over the shortstop. Gloved at the letters by Finley. Throw to first in time for out number 2. In what ways?
He was great. He was played for, I believe it was the Idaho Chuckers last year.
Yep.
And he pitched great for him. The only problem was his walks to strikeout ratio was not professional baseball level, and that's something that he's been trying to work on for now over a year. And he's told us this when we signed him before the season started. It's something that he's hoping to perfect this year. And well, I think he just finally hit his stride.
The pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. And he did it relatively recently too. He has only walked one guy over the course of his last 3 outings, including this one. Here's the 0-1. Backdoor breaking ball misses for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. His walk to strikeout ratio is still up there. Coming into the night, 23 apiece, but slowly the strikeouts are starting to overtake. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swing and a foul tip into the glove, a fail. Now 2 strikes.
You know what you may have to do? You may have to go look up the stats at the start of the middle of the season, or I should say at the start of the beginning of the Boise trip, and compare that to the first half of the season for Keegan McGinnis.
I'm going to. The 1-2. But I don't think he's going to give me enough time. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
In a way, I hope he does give you enough time, but in another way, I really hope he doesn't.
2 outs with nobody on here in the top of the 8th. Honestly, I hope he doesn't give me enough time. Here comes the stretch and the wind. The 2-2 curveball swing just got the underneath of the ball as he fouls it to the netting. Ben Fitzgerald today, again, he's 0 for 3. The stretch by Keegan. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball blows by him. And Fitzgerald chases. 4th punch out in the span of 5 batters as he pitches 3 scoreless innings. Bottom of the 8th, Mustangs looking for insurance, leading the Range Riders 5-4 right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Synthesis is the important part. It's called the blood. Avery Cooper alongside A.J. Crapo. What a great outing from Keegan McGinnis. 3 innings as he fouls it off the right side. Taylor Lomack today is 0 for 2 with a walk. 3 innings. And coming into the outing, he was 8 2/3, giving up just 1 earned run since the Boise trip since. As A.J. mentioned, as there's a swing and a ground ball. High chopper over the third baseman's glove. Gordon can't get it. Lomack cruises into second with a leadoff double. You know, talking a little bit more about Keegan McGinnis, and we'll move on as the Mustangs might be rolling here looking for insurance, leading 5-4. From the start of the year, as A.J. requested, going into the Boise trip, 19 earned runs over 14 innings. He has now tossed 11 2/3, giving up just 1 earned run since the Boise trip. That is an astounding improvement, A.J.
That is an astounding improvement, and he's one of those guys who puts in work when nobody's looking, and it's really paid off for him so far.
Opportunity bank runner in scoring position and Taylor Lomack at second as Denning takes a fastball on the plate but called ball one. Denning is now ahead. Gabe Ward standing in the on-deck circle. The stretch by Clark, the 1-0. Fastball fouled off down the left field line and out of play. Denning today is 0 for 3.
Yeah, 0 for 3. Struggling a little bit here as he grounded into a double play earlier, but hopefully he can do something and get a little more insurance for the Mustangs, as everyone likes to have insurance, especially if you have any closer, no matter who it is, even if it's Paul Sewald.
The 1-1. Fastball swing and a pop-up down the third baseline and out of play. The count 1-2. You know what? It's fine, AJ. Because when the 33-year-old dominant closer turns into 34, 35 years old, well, I'm not sure we'll be having that same kind of conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm letting it eat you.
It will eat at me. The 1-2. Outside for ball 2. I just keep coping by telling myself, hey, they sold high. Yeah, they sold high, but we need pitching this year, so...
You know what I hope they sell low on is insurance for the Mustangs right here.
Buy stock now. It's going to go up. Here's the 2-2. Low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Range Riders took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. John Michael Fail hit the first 2-run home run back in the second to take a 2-1 lead. Range Riders answer in the top of the third with a 3 spot. 3-2. Check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. On a curveball in the dirt, he chases, according to third base umpire Stu Bertrand, and there's out number 1. So Gabe Wirtz climbs in. He's 1 for 2. Of course, Mustangs took a 5-4 lead in the bottom of the 7th on the Home to Win Suites 2-run home run by Brendan Ryan, his first career professional home run. There's a toss. Fastball swing, pop up, first baseline, foul territory, drifting behind the first base side dugout. 0-1.
Gabe Wirtz a little bit of success today as he has a single back in the second inning, and in the second at-bat he got a hit by pitch on the second pitch up in his elbow region. So see if he can get back on track as he's 1 for 2 right now.
Here comes the 0-1. In the dirt. For ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Is it just me, AJ, or is Gabe completely given up on the batting gloves this year?
Hey, he's completely given up on the batting gloves.
You know what? Whatever works for him. Entering tonight's game, batting .351. Here's the 1-1. Fastball dots the outside edge for strike 2.
On deck right now is red-hot John Michael Fail with a home run and a double so far today. So be exciting to see what he can do with a runner in scoring position, either Gabe Wirtz or Taylor Lomack.
A single would score Tilo easy, the 1-2. Fastball swinging a line drive into the gap, right center field for a knock. Lomack scores standing, an RBI insurance single for Gabe Wirtz. Yeah, your hands are a little too hot right now for the bat. As Gabe Wirtz strokes in a run, his second hit of the day. It's multi-hit game number 22, RBI 39, and the Mustangs lead 6-4.
Yeah, that ball was 108 miles an hour off the bat as now Stu Peterson, the manager for the Range Riders, makes his way out to the mound. Looks like he's going to do a call to the bullpen here, and a little quick pitching change as John Michael Fail walks back to the dugout in preparation to see who he puts in.
Pitching change brought to you by Doubletree by Hilton. Their hotel surrounded by restaurants and breweries right smack downtown Billings, just 2 miles away from Billings Logan International Airport. Doubletree Inn by Hilton. Pause for a moment to let the new pitcher warm up. That's Justin Coleman. The Mustangs lead 6-4. Gabe Wirtz at first with 1 out right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
I only told the synergy people to mute our mic and like verbatim tell them everything. And we're just not gonna talk. I hope you can hear me. Not, well, yes, you the listener, but I hope the people in place I can hear me this enough. It's so weird. I don't understand. We are on commercials, at least on the radio.
Check the can't hear you.
It's so weird. I don't understand it.
Emmanuel Sanchez is hitting.
Wait, what?
Welcome back. New pitcher, as you heard, is Justin Golden, 6'1", 213-pound right-hander. 27 years old out of Knoxville, Tennessee. First pitch to John Michael Bale, fastball the outside corner for strike one. Coleman making his 27th appearance, 3-0 record, 2.86 ERA. Learned at the first. Pitch is low. There goes Sanchez down to second. A great throw by Clayton, and Sanchez is thrown out.
So now nobody on the pads as Sanchez pinch ran for Gabe Wirtz and tried to steal a bag. He comes up empty. 2 outs for John Mike. 6-4 Mustangs lead. Here's the pitch. 1-1 slider outside for ball 2.
Yeah, Justin Coleman for the Range Riders, one of the better bullpen arms in all the entire Pioneer League, even a closer.
2-1. Fastball swing and a miss for strike 2. Nate Jenkins warming up down the left field line for the Mustangs. If he enters the game in a 2-run game or even a 3-run game, he has an opportunity to pick up his 3rd save of the year. Coleman, 2 outs, the 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 called, low outside corner, and that retires the side. But the Mustangs pick up that coveted insurance run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. Top of the 9th, here comes Nate Jenkins to close the door on the Range Riders and hopefully pick up a series sweep. 6-4 Mustangs lead right here on ESPN 910, 105.5, ESPN910.com.
Literally yesterday, went back into the conference room, and that other Matt was like, "Dude, you can keep taking whatever you."
Huh? Oh no.
Hotel surrounded by restaurants and breweries in downtown Billings, just 2 miles away from Billings Logan International Airport, with a free shuttle both ways. 6'4", 225-pound right-hander Nate Jenkins, 26 years old, out of Concord, California, making his 22nd appearance. Second on the Mustangs in games that he's appeared in. 1-1 record, 6.84 ERA, attempting to pick up his third save of the year. He's given up 22 runs, 20 earned over the course of 26 and a third innings, giving up 38 hits, 11 walks, and 28 strikeouts. Opponents batting .338 against them. Here's the first pitch, a fastball to the outside corner for strike one to Kingston Liniak. Liniak is 1 for 2. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball popped up off the right side out of play. Jenkins has the four-seamer, a split finger, and a curveball. Nobody out, just away in the top of the ninth. Mustangs lead 6-4. As there's a curveball swing and a high fly down the right field line and out of play. Still, no balls and 2 strikes. He also has a slider he'll mix in there.
Lot of pressure down low 2.
Here's the 0-2. Fastball at the chin. 1-2 on Liniak. It's the bottom of the order for the Range Riders. 7, 8, and 9. Number 8 on deck. 1-2. Fastball high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last night, Skilport tossed a save on 34 pitches. Jenkins looking for a more efficient outing here this evening. Hunter got the job done, but don't think Jenkins wants to feel that tomorrow. A 2-2. Split finger. Check swing. Did he go down? No, he did not. Go around on the bat. Full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Fans here at Dealer Park are letting the umpire down at first base line know what they think of that call, but nonetheless, 3-2 count right here. See what Nate Jenkins can do.
Here's the payoff. Fastball swing and a drive into the gap left center field, and that's going to drop in and roll to the wall. Liniak hustling for 3. The throw from Lomack cut off by Finley. The relay does not happen. A leadoff triple to bring the tying run to the dish here in the top of the ninth. As Cruz Taylor climbs in. Fastball that caught too much of the plate. Cruz Taylor's 0 for 2 with a walk. Go ahead runner on deck. Good thing is he'll stay on deck as long as Jenkins can collect a couple of outs here. Pepsi scoreboard shows 6-4 Mustangs. A runner at third with nobody out. You knew the sweep wouldn't be easy. It's showing itself to be true right now. The first pitch is a fastball above the letters for ball 1.
Mitch Morales at third base playing right on the cut from the grass to the dirt. If you're a Range Riders fan right now, all you want is a base hit, score a run, and keep the momentum going. But if you're a Mustangs fan, you need an out right here.
The 1-0. Fastball swinging a drive, deep right field. Donovan chasing after it, and it's gone. A game-tying 2-run home run here in the top of the 9th inning. And Cruz Taylor picks up his 11th dinger of the year. RBIs 41 and 42, and it's a brand new ball game, all knotted up at 6. Another fastball, not as much of the plate. Taylor turns on it.
How much extra are they paying you tonight?
Colin Gordon will climb in. He's 0 for 2. A walk, a ground out, and he ended the inning on an out in the 6th. And Jackson Raper will pinch hit. 3-0-2 for Raper. First pitch, fastball Denise for strike 1. Well, when the Mustangs come to the dish now, 6, 7, and 8. will come to the plate. Luke Finley, Mitch Morales, and Bryce Donovan. The 0-1. Fastball swing, hard ground ball down the first baseline. Foul. 0-2. Jenkins going to try and go 1-2-3 from this point on. As there's a swing and a ground ball in through the 4-hole for a base hit. So back-to-back knocks to start off the top of the ninth. Go-ahead runner is aboard and Colin Gordon as he collects his first base hit of the day. Gabe Howell has not had a hit today. He's 0 for 2, but a couple of walks, including a run scored in the third. Sean Michael Fail comes out to talk to the right-hander Nate Jenkins, along with pitching coach Dennis Rasmussen as he strolls to the mound. Let's take a look at the Danny Menholt Chevrolet out-of-town scoreboard. Find your ride with Danny Menholt Chevrolet. Look around the Pioneer League on this Thursday evening. In Missoula, the Paddleheads lead the Great Falls Voyagers 13-6 in the bottom of the fifth. In Idaho Falls, the Chuckers lead the Boise Hawks 8-5, while the Grand Junction Jackalopes ahead of the North Colorado Owls 15-7. In Colorado Springs, the Ogden Raptors from Ogden, Utah, trail the Rocky Mountain Vibes 7-3. Or they're ahead of the Rocky Mountain Vibes, rather, by a score of 7-3 in the top of the seventh. Go-ahead runner on at first. Here's the pitch to Gabe Howell. Fastball at the belt for strike one. And I stand corrected too. Colin Gordon did not hit. It was Jackson Raper collecting a pinch hit knock for the Range Riders to flip the order to Gabe Howell. Again, he is 0 for 2. The 0-1. Change up above the zone for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jenkins, middle of the slab. The 0-1-1. Curveball. That's a good frame by John Michael Fail to make sure it stays in the zone. 1-2. Just a little dunk with the left hand.
It's all about the wrist movement.
The 1-2. On the way from Nate Jenkins, runner at first with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Split finger swing and a drive into center field, right to Brendan Ryan for out number 1. As long as that runner stays at first base, yes, it hurts to not gather the win, but you still have the bottom of the ninth, and if that fails, knockout round.
I don't like those words.
I know.
I know fans do, but I don't.
In fact, Manager Billy Orton pitched an idea to me today. He mentioned how the Frontier League, here's the pitch, as there's a ball off the handle, fouled off the right side, puts a runner on at first base with nobody out in this 10th inning, and teams flip a coin, heads or tails, and then whoever wins gets to either play offense or defense. Kind of like football, right? Here's the 0-1 to Dennison. Fastball at the belly button for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it would only be one pitcher. There's only going to be one pitcher. Not both teams. Both teams don't get to hit. Just whoever. So basically, if the team chooses to go offense and they score the runner from first, they win. That's it. The 1-1, runner goes. Pitch misses low. The throw down from John Mike. The tag by the second baseman, Denning, and it's in time. Second time, J. Michael Fail has thrown out a runner at second. There's 2 outs. Now the tying run the go-ahead run is only here at the plate in Mason Dennison with 2 strikes. And to finish my thought, if the defending team holds the offensive team with a runner on first and nobody out scoreless, then the defending team wins. He pitched something to me that goes a little bit like this. 1 out, and you put a runner on at third. As there's a swing and a ball into the center field for a base hit. Ryan picks it up and tosses it in quickly. Obviously, the knockout round is here to stay, at least for the moment. It is a relatively new concept. Even the MLB is considering using it for their All-Star game. In fact, I think they almost did this year.
I thought they did, but never went to extras.
Right. They were going to. If it went to extras, they would have. So here's Dean Miller. Now the go-ahead run again is on at first base, but now 2 outs as Miller receives a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. I don't know. What do you think of that sudden death type of rule?
I like regular baseball.
Here comes the 0-1. Split finger off the glove of Gabe Wertz. He sprints to a knee. He can't throw it to first and almost overthrows Nate Jenkins, who makes a great leap to keep it from going any further. Everyone advances 90 feet. An error on Gabe Wertz as it hit his glove. With 2 outs and the go-ahead runner on in scoring position for Matt Clayton. Clayton today is 1 for 4. RBI single in the first. Go-ahead run on at second. Mustangs trying to hold on for a tie game and win in the bottom of the 9th. Here's a toss. Fastball outside corner for strike 1, and Jenkins receives a generous call. Fail with the sign into Nate. The stretch. The 0-1. Fastball swing and a ball hit into center field for a base hit. Here comes the go-ahead run from second, and Dennison, he scores standing, and it's all of a sudden 7-6. Range Riders lead the Mustangs here at the top of the 9th. A 3 spot to answer for the 4 runs over the course of the last 2 innings for the Mustangs. 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, 1 in the bottom of the 8th, and the Mustangs now surrender 3 in the top of the 9th. It's 7-6 Range Riders. Second RBI knock of the day for Matt Clayton. Give him RBI number 39 on the season for Christian Kirtley. Stu Peterson takes a quick walk outside the dugout and then asks for, looks like a pinch runner.
Get your stuff together. Let's go.
The new runner for the Range Riders will be Nick Lucky. Lucky has a couple of stolen bags, so he has wheels 2 for 2 on stolen bases. Not a base stealing chance for him as Dean Miller stands at second, but he provides the edge for the catcher. The pitch. Fastball outside corner for strike 1 also allows Matt Clayton to get ready in the bottom of the 9th. Kirtley today 1 for 3. Single in the 5th. A ground out, a walk. They ended the inning with an out. As there's a swing and a foul straight back the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fail with the sign. Jenkins, the 1-1. Fastball up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Nate about to pitch. Number 27 of the inning. Here's the 2-1. Good pick by Fail. Keeps the runners where they are, but it's a 3-1 count. Inning started off on a leadoff triple by Kingston Liniak, where he almost went around for strike 3. 2-run home run to tie it up by Cruz Taylor. A single by Colin Gordon as there's a swing and a Pitch that misses high, rather, for ball 4. So bases are now loaded with 2 outs for Ben Fitzgerald, the 9th batter to the dish. Gabe Howell went down. Mason Dennison singled in an error by Gabe Bortz over at first base, allowed Dean Miller to reach, who's standing at third now. Matt Clayton with an RBI single to put the Range Riders ahead. Now the Mustangs trying to keep this a 1-run game entering the bottom of the 9th. Here's the toss. Swing and a foul back to the screen. The count. No balls and a strike. Jenkins just 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. And an 0-1 count on Ben Fitzgerald, who's 0 for 4 this evening. 0-1. Fastball swinging a ball off the fists. And it is a foul ball. Now 2 strikes. That one so close down the left field line. He fought it off. Again, 2 strikes. On Ben Fitzgerald. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Jenkins delivers the 0-2 pitch on the way. A curveball in the dirt. Tried to get Fitzgerald to chase. Still ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nowhere to put Fitzgerald. 1-2. Ooh, that's in the dirt, and it skips away from Fail. Run scores in Dean Miller, and the Range Riders take an 8-6 lead here in the top of the 9th. It's a wild pitch that scores Dean Miller. And this inning has just turned sour for the Mustangs here in the top of the 9th. Now the Range Riders have added insurance. Mustangs led by a score of 6-4 entering the inning. It's now 8-6 Range Riders. The 2-2. Up and in for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. 9th batter of the dish and Ben Fitzgerald. From the stretch. And the payoff. Fastball swing, ground ball down the first baseline. It's a fair ball. Wirtz smothers it, steps in the bag. But the Range Riders do add on with 4 runs, batting through the order, sending 9 men to the dish here in the top of the 9th. It's 8-6 Range Riders over the Mustangs. Last try for the Ponies. Right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com. Well, welcome back to Dealer Park. It's the last drive of the Mustangs. A tough top of the 9th. or the Billings Mustangs as Luke Finley takes a fastball to the inside corner for strike one. Avery Cooper, AJ Crapo, Dealer Park, Billings, Montana. Mustangs trying to close out the series with a sweep, but they'll have to do it against one of the toughest relievers in the Pioneer League as there's a blooper into center field. Coming into his left, Liniak makes the catch. We're out number one. Just a weak fly ball into center field. Mitch Morales will come in. He's 1 for 3. RBI ground out in the 7th. A single in the 2nd. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 9th. 8-6 Range Riders. The toss. Fastball swing at a high fly down the right field line. A little late on the heater on the inside part of the dish to count 0-1 on Morales. Grounded into a ground out for an RBI in the 7th inning. The 0-1. Fouled off the right side again. No balls and 2 strikes. Morales climbs back in. Let's just say he's due for some noise, the 0-2. As he waves at the up and in fastball for strike 3. He got him to chase. And there's out number 2. So Bryce Donovan is the Mustangs' only hope. 0 for 3 day for him. Switch hitter batting left as he shows the stirrups. Grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. The toss. Fastball outside for ball 1. Lined out to center back in the 5th. Reached on an error by the shortstop, Howell. On a tough ground ball. Here's the 1-0. Outside. The tying run is on deck in Brendan Ryan, who hit a home run to give the Mustangs a lead back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Their first lead of the day. The 2-0. Fastball, a good pitch to hit. Fouls it off behind home plate to count 2-1. He stays back on that heater. Kind of drove it down the left field line. The 2-1. Fastball fouled off the left side. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Donovan can reach. Mustangs might have a little bit of life. They're not completely out of it, but they are down to their final strike. Here comes the pitch from Coleman. Up and away as Donovan wanted to hack at it, but he lays off at a 90-mile-an-hour heater. Start to see Coleman emptying the tank. Shakes off one, and now he comes set. From the stretch, here's the wind and the payoff. Fastball swing, ground ball over the second baseman to his right, Dennison. That's the ball game. Mustangs cannot complete the series sweep of the Range Riders, and the Range Riders come from behind to win by a final score of 8-7. Mustangs will head into Missoula for 6 games against the Paddleheads, but unfortunately they will have to do it with an uphill battle, as these next 6 games will write the story of the second half and determine the pace for the rest of the season. So the Mustangs, again, final score 8-6. You have the post-game totals coming up next right here on ESPN 910, 105.5 KBLG, ESPN910.com.
You don't have to stay for those games if you don't want to.
No, I'll stay.
Either way, I got other things to do. Like, I've got regular things to do, and then I've got to upload.
We can wait. I would wait for you guys to leave. I literally will sit in the car. Like, I cannot open that door in here.
I
I
can
was
walk back
standing
to
there
the hotel.
literally like. And I went to the other door that you showed me to go to. I was running around. I wasn't even open. So, and I tried the key in it. It did not run. Sorry. So. Sure?
now.